kissed 3 months ago, and we just talked about it today.
Tim Allen recently hinted at upcoming plot points in Shifting Gears that could mark a major shift in the sitcom's sophomore season, proving pivotal in determining how the series looks at its biggest themes moving forward. Aspects of these upcoming story developments may even go beyond Shifting Gears Season 2 to continue affecting the ABC show's evolution across future seasons. Romance pervades the air after multiple developments in the Shifting Gears Season 1 finale, not the least of which is that still-grieving widower Matt Parker may now find himself in a new romantic entanglement with Jenna Elfman's Eve. This will naturally affect other members of the Shifting Gears cast, such as Kat Dennings Riley, but there are even greater implications. Tim Allen's Matt Parker finally starts moving past his grief in Shifting Gears Season 2. A single mausoleum scene carries deceptively deep implications to promote Shifting Gears. Season 2, Allen sat down with Good Morning America to speak a bit about what to expect when the show returns. He began by sharing a clip in which Matt visits his late wife, Diane, at the mausoleum to tell her about Eve, during which he makes a subtle revelation not all viewers may have caught. While telling Diane about the kiss is obviously the dramatic hook here, the subtle revelation is that Matt hasn't told Diane about the job Riley took 3 weeks before we last saw him at the mausoleum. And that detail actually says a lot about how serious Matt and Eve's Shifting Gears relationship stands to become. Matt last visited Diane on Valentine's Day, which he revealed to Nancy Travis Charlotte as the first time he'd visited in over a year. This makes sense because Matt spends much of Shifting Gears Season 1 unwilling to fully accept that his life has changed. He only agreed to therapy after snapping at Georgia for looking through Diane's closet. Although he's interrupted by Charlotte during that first visit, it stands to reason that he hasn't been giving Diane regular updates if he's barely willing to acknowledge that she's no longer there to witness them. Updating Diane now suggests he's doing it solely to ask her for permission to move on because he's already gotten closer to acceptance. Shifting Gears, Season 2 marks a vital turning point in the show's acceptance theme. Allen's sitcom could explore grief in a manner not commonly seen. That's an important line to draw. Matt and Eve's relationship will more than likely blossom over the course of the season, but moving from denial to acceptance doesn't mean grief ceases to affect those previously in mourning. Matt can fall deeply in love with Eve, yet never truly fall completely out of love with Diane. Aside from specific examples such as the Connors, frequent Roseanne references, TV doesn't always get this right. Surviving characters moving on, sadly, often means that the departed are rarely mentioned again. But Tim Allen's long history of featuring former co-stars in his more recent shows suggests a likelihood that Nancy Travis' Shifting Gears cameos will probably continue as long as the show's on the air, which means discussions on the topics of grief and acceptance will remain ongoing. These have always been the main themes since the series' inception. But these story developments could mean Shifting Gears is becoming a rare example of a series that earnestly explores how grief continues to shape our lives even after acceptance. For a man often accused of rehashing the same character, that's an extremely uplifting new direction for Allen to take.